it in the future?
I am taking ASL because I watched a movie on a deaf girl and it sounded interesting and I wanted to learn the culture and the language. I'm going to use it later for college and so I can talk to deaf people.
I took Spanish in elementary school, and so when I got to high school, I think I kind of wanted to do something different. And so I just, came into French level 1, and I really liked it. So that's just how I ended up.
Nice. For me, I know French way before I took it, so I wanted to keep learning and learning. So that's why I decided to take it in high school.
What do you like about French class?
I really like French because the teachers are really great and they do a great job of immersing us in the language and provide the cultural aspect of it. Even to get into class, we have a password in French, and the teacher generally speaks in all French, so there's very little English.
What are some of your favorite activities we do in French class?
Some of my favorite activities consist of video vendredi, music mercredi, and Duolingo Monday. And the video vendredi is every Friday we watch a movie and in French, so it helps us feel immersed in the culture, and we can we can learn new words and we can put our French to the test. And music mercredi is we listen to French music, and it's kind of similar to video vendredi where we get to listen to other words we might not have heard of and different ways to pronounce the words we're learning.
What are some real-world applications for French class?
Well, French class, real-world applications, that was one of the things that I love most about the class, because you can grow up, you can go to France, you know how to speak their language, maybe you get older, you have kids, get a job, head over to France, you know how to speak it. And also, you can start that process early in this class, because they offer a French trip for juniors and seniors, and sophomores if you're at that level. And you can go to France, you can speak the language, you can immerse yourself in their culture, use all the skills that you've been learning in class. And that really is why I love French class. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mikado Dyer, and I am a junior, and I'm talking about our Spanish programs here at Washburn. So I have taken Spanish 3, 4IB, and 5IB here at Washburn, and in the past, and the same with here, they all have similar overarching themes, especially when they get into the IB form, and you learn and perfect your grammar and things like that, along with just getting to know the Spanish and the culture that goes with it, while at the same time learning more academic words and stuff like that. So it's all just about a process of bettering your ability. I do feel like I have improved my Spanish, and in the Spanish classroom, one of their mottos is not trying to better your grade, but to better your ability. So with the help of teachers and stuff like that, I've gotten a lot better with conjugations and things like that, and just the basics, and then learning more of Spanish people. Some of the things we've learned is we've learned about the disappeared people in Argentina, and we've learned about dictatorships and lots of things like that. We often read books that are meant for Spanish speakers once we get towards the higher levels and things like that. And so some of the books you might have read in your previous English classes, you might end up reading in Spanish, is something that has happened to me. I feel like everyone should take a second language, but I feel Spanish, especially because of how commonly it's used here, you can always find someone who knows Spanish, and if you choose to continue your abilities with the Spanish and to further yourself and possibly become fluent or academically fluent, it can help you in the work field too, because jobs will always want someone who can better communicate to more than just one type of people.
So my name is Jacqueline, I'm a sophomore, and I'm talking about Spanish for Spanish speakers. I decided to take this class because basically I'm already bilingual, and it's more of me helping me out with grammar and finding new ways to talk to my family, not messing up while talking, and also because it's like an easy way to get credits, and like it's really good for like a resume in case you take a test and like you pass and you get a certificate. And also because it's just a good way to communicate with other people that speak the language you speak already. We basically talk about like background culture, so like each person gets to pick whether they want to talk about their culture, like where they come from, and it's just like festivals and what they mean to us, and just basically mostly talk about like the independence of Mexico, because that's where basically all of the students in my class are from, and like the Day of the Death, and like we do like projects where we just talk about the like foods and like just basically important stuff that are for us. Just basically knowing not only about our culture but like other people's cultures. If your Spanish isn't good enough, I recommend you to take the class, because by time you will understand it more easily, and it's not that like complicating. No one judges you in that class. It's a really fun class. I mean, I started off as like not knowing too much Spanish, but like now it's like a whole another thing. Like I'm just beyond it, and it's not that hard. You do take like quizzes and stuff like that, but it's not difficult. Like you will know everything, and like the teacher goes all through it to make sure that you understand it. I'm really glad I took this class because I started it from the bottom and now I know much more. But I also recommend it to all Spanish speakers because it's a better way for you to learn new things that you didn't know about your culture before. From my experience, I did not know a lot of stuff from where my parents come from. By taking this class, I know like a lot about it now.
I really like Arabic. I've taken it since 6th grade. I think it's a really interesting language and it's challenging, but in a really good way. There are not a lot of similarities to English, and it's a completely different alphabet. And I just think it's really cool to be able to learn not only a new language, but a whole new culture as well.
Yeah, I started taking Arabic in 4th grade, and I continued taking Arabic because I thought it was like a unique language that would open up a lot of opportunities, and it's a culture that's like very far from where we are, and it's good to learn about something that seems so distant, and yeah, it's just really cool.
I personally have been taking Arabic since about 7th grade, and I came from a city that had a very big bilingual population, and so I felt like, you know, as a person only was able to speak English, I felt learning a new language is something that's sort of above a person who only speaks one. And so with Arabic, I decided to choose that because, you know, it seemed like Spanish wasn't exactly spoken as much here as it was there. And with Arabic, there's a huge amount of skills that can come from it. One of them is definitely like understanding cultural differences. I mean, people beyond like face value, superficial things such as language or, you know, customs have very deep common roots of the people, such as, you know, how they like to celebrate celebrations, different ideas on like cultural norms, that kind of thing. So breaking past them, you can really feel like you can understand one another. And so with Arabic, I'm really enjoying, you know, being able to read, being able to like understand, say if there's someone talking Arabic at a job I was working at, and being able to like talk with them, you know, asking them how their day was. That's something I'm really happy about because I don't really have that with anything else. And with Arabic, it's also a very interesting thing because not many people know about it, especially in America, and so being able to kind of understand it really is, I guess, like my own little secret, I guess.
I like Arabic basically because of all the interesting and fun activities we do here, from movie days where we get to have popcorn and relax to playing games as a whole class. I myself am not an Arab, but I find it very helpful when I take this class that I feel more connected to Arab people. I understand their culture. Plus, it opens up a lot of opportunities in the future where you can travel and interact with lots of people in so many different countries.
I think Arabic is a very, like Abby said, a challenging language, but also very intriguing to learn because it does open up opportunities around the world with a bunch of new cultures. Personally, I take Arabic because I'm half Moroccan and they speak Arabic in Morocco, so it helps me connect with my identity and my family more.